What's up, everybody? Sea Panther back again, and I wanted to talk about a pretty interesting Pokemon. You don't really see it that often. I mean, you see Jirachi often, but you don't really see its mixed sets that often. And Draft made a team dump recently on the forums that included quite a lot of mixed Jirachi, so I was giving it a try, and there's quite a lot of variety in mixed Jirachi. I mean, you see all the moves listed on screen here. And literally, it can be a ton of these combinations. Like Dynamic Punch is seen with, Hidden Power Grass and Fire Punch, Body Slam. It can run Wish, Substitute. Even I don't have that listed up there, but it's another thing that it can run. Uh, it's just kind of, uh, I guess, unpredictable in what kind of set it could run. There are some that are definitely more common than others, and we'll go over those right now. So this is like the standard one. This is the one when you import and you go to mixed. This is the one it gives you. Uh, Obviously, this is pretty excellent coverage. You don't have anything to hit the flyers that hard, meaning Salamence, Gengar, Zapdos, but you can body slam Zapdos Salamence, and with Serene Grace, of course, you have the 60% parry chance, so this is really threatening. What makes this really cool is this actually threatens Blissey quite a bit. With Body Slam and Parry Chance and the chance to land Dynamic Punch with the Confusion chance on top of that, you can actually break through Blissey. Granted, as long as it doesn't have T-Wave, might make it a little annoying trying to land Dynamic Punches through T-Wave, but certainly something that's really cool. And of course, you do have Dynamic Punch to be able to hit T-Tar if need be, maybe to limit Dragon Dances or stop it from focus punching. So I think this stretch set's really cool. And of course, the EVs can honestly be pretty crazy. This is just what the standard is, but you can run a lot of HP, as we'll see, like with this set right here. This is basically max HP, and 120 on Hidden Power Fighting is just to get favorable rolls against max HP T-Tar. Because it is non-stab and it's only base 70, it doesn't really do a lot. And you're not really running a plus attack nature either. So, but this set kind of gives you a little bit of everything. You're still at a pretty decent speed tier here. You still outspeed like Rest Suicune and Agility Metagross, most Tyranitar, Blissey, Swampert, most Skarmory, that kind of thing. But the coverage is pretty excellent. This array of coverage literally hits everything in the tier. Maybe not necessarily super effective, but it does hit everything. This set can have a little bit of trouble with stuff like Metagross, but it's just one of the many options. And of course, these EVs can also be quite different. You can run it really fast as well. I'll give you an example of that. So 76 is Sped F is a good benchmark for living Ments Fire Blast. So where is it? Go a hasty nature there and probably just pump special. Oh, sorry. You want to be able to hit like 300 speed about. Well, that's where I want to hit. You don't necessarily even have to go that fast. You probably can go like to 280 and outspeed a modest Moltres, or even like creep 285. I just can't go 285 exactly, but and you can creep like Medicham and stuff like that. Salamence that creeps Medicham. Actually, 286 is probably a pretty great benchmark, and you become special attack still. But you can kind of get creative with the spreads. That's what I like about mixed Jirachi. It's really versatile and it has a ton of options. Jirachi being a psychic type gets all the coverage in the world. The only disappointing thing is it doesn't have grass coverage alongside hidden power fighting. That's like the main drawback, so it's forced to run dynamic punch with hidden power grass. But aside from that, you really can kind of run anything. Here's an example of a wish set. See the attack benchmark for hidden power fighting. This one uses body slam, fire punch, and wish. So kind of acting like a support Jirachi, but at the same time still being threatening in tar and limiting setup from stuff like DD Ments, which is pretty interesting on this set. And here's a really cool one. It's more of a gimmick, but I think it's pretty fun, and I've been trying it on Combine Pass, messing around. It's max HP with Substitute. So, as you might know, Substitute takes a Seismic Toss from Blissey because it's 101 HP subs, meaning you can kind of fish for a dynamic punch, and also hits tar, of course, which is pretty cool. And then you have Psychic and Fire, which Psychic and Fighting, I believe, has pretty much perfect coverage, except for like versus Sableye and stuff. But you can also run Fire Punch here, which 20% burn chance is pretty nice, and it lets you hit Metagross hard, because otherwise trying to fish Dynamic Punch on Metagross is obviously not a good idea, and Psychic is 4 times resisted. But this set could also run Ice Punch and Thunder. Oh, not Ice Beam, sorry. Jirachi does not get Ice Beam. That would be amazing if it did, though. And Thunder, I like Thunder just for the 60% para chance, and it just hits harder considering you're not boosting with Calm Mind or anything. But I think it's pretty cool. Honestly, I think you could do like a set like this. Calm Mind, Ice Punch, Thunder, Hidden Power Fighting. I don't think it's necessarily terrible. Like, you could probably get away with it this way. It still hits tar, but it's able to boost. You can also probably just run Psychic Fire on this as well. And I could see this being pretty annoying. Also, like, you get Blissey into loops where it's recovering, maybe smack it with Hidden Power Fightings. When it gets low, thinking that it can like wait a turn to soft boiled or something. That's a pretty cool tech, I think. So overall, Mixed Jirachi can kind of be a jack of all trades. It's a really good tar lore. I think at lead it's a little telegraphed just because of a couple teams that were pretty popular a few years ago. But I do think it is really, really strong, and I thought it was cool that Giraffe put emphasis on Mixed Jirachi in his dome. Or at least it seemed like it, because there were so many. But I want to show you guys some replays. And this one we're going to start from the beginning. The other two we're just going to start from when Jirachi comes in. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Jirachi is lead here. Even with Ninten, still gets Ice Punched. But in Power Fighting is still going to do a pretty decent amount. 36%'s not bad. And this Tar's almost dead, even despite Earthquaking here. And Tar was in Thunder range, so just throwing out a Thunder and catches an Aerodactyl. So this Jirachi at this point is basically soloing this team from lead, which shows you how dangerous it is. Crits a Celebi, so it's even better, and if it outspeeds the Ments here, which it doesn't, but if it did, it would have also nabbed a KO with Ice Punch, so pretty insane start. And you just see how devastating this Mixed Jirachi was. The dude revealed 5 of his 6 Pokemon, and basically 3 are KO'd. The Tyranitar's on very low health, the Arrow's paralyzed and very low health, and the Celebi's dead. It's that amazing cover just really hard to switch around that makes Mixed Jirachi so deadly. Here we have another one. We're just going to jump in from when Jirachi comes in. Game is already at turn 20. a Thunder comes down a Skarm, and 62%, even with not a ton of special attack investment, is amazing. That's why I like Thunder. Also, that Parachance right there. They go to Blissey as just throw out a Psychic. There's a Gengar in front of me. I know you can't see it. I'm not trying to show nicknames. Sorry, guys. But the Hidden Power Fighting just takes out the Blissey. Crit could have mattered. It might have been a roll. I'm not sure how much attack I had on this Jirachi at the time. But now the Jirachi is just kind of cleaning house. Gengar drops, Gyarados drops, there's a Flygon, a Zapdos, and a Skarmory. And all three couldn't really switch around this very well, especially Zapdos is a Rest Zapdos, doesn't have T-Wave, so it would have made it really difficult to handle this, and it kind of just soloed a Superman-esque team. You know, I had Gyarados, but it is basically Gyarados Superman. And yeah, Jirachi is really cool with that coverage. It just shows you how strong it is into the right matchup. Here we're going to start into this game. This was a revival game against Mielke. There were some pretty egregious hacks in the beginning of this game, so I'm not really going to play that. And there is more coming, because of Jirachi, of course. But yeah. So, Jirachi comes out here, and Jirachi just Ice Punches as Snorlax comes in. And I was assuming this probably was just like a Curse-Lax. I didn't think it probably had EQ. It was probably like Shadow Ball return. And you see how I could fish for the Dynamic Punch, since it doesn't have something that can quite break sub yet. It just lets me fish for it, and if this was Blissey, the same result would have happened, where it Seismic Toss sub doesn't break, and you get an extra chance to fish for a Dynamic Punch. And then with Confusion and Parachance, it just gives you a lot of opportunities to be annoying. Of course, it's not the most serious set, but I thought it was worth showing because it's pretty funny. But yeah, guys, that's Mixed Rachi. Let me know what you guys think of Mixed Rachi. I'm sure you guys could come up with some pretty crazy combinations of stuff. It can almost be anything. I mean, I've seen people do Body Slam, Thunderbolt, T-Wave before. So really trying to get the para. But yeah, I really like Mixed Rachi. I'm coming around on it. It's not something I used a lot in the past, but it's something that I'm definitely going to try out more in the future, because I think it's really, really fun to use. That'll be it for this video though, guys. I will try to make an effort to record more. The next video I want to have out is going to be probably on Heracross. But yeah, guys, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.